22 points to UNC in overtime as the Tar Heels were able to secure the wins. That's the most points given up by a Duke team since 2007, Ryan.
It'll be Brown, Odom, Foz, Davalos, Greenwell, and Matthias for the Blue Devils. Duke wins the opening tip. They'll have the first possession. Duke trying to finish the ACC season 11-5. Lexi Brown fires a three, no good, rebounded by Bailey.
And Jamie Cherry drawing the defensive assignment on Lexi Brown. Senior day today in Cameron, Ryan. Seniors on the floor, big day for them and a big day for this rivalry.
Three-pointer no good from Coonan. Rebounded though by Murray. Cherry thought about it. Key will take the three and hit it.
And that's what Carolina wants to do, and there's an offensive rebound creating another opportunity. They're going to launch the threes when they have them, and Key getting them on the board early.
Tar Heels trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. North Carolina has actually not won a game since beating Duke earlier this year. Good start to this one in the opening minute.
This is a very young Carolina team, Ryan. One senior, one junior.
Davalos is fouled as she crashes the offensive boards. Foul will be on Murray, her first.
Coach Hatchell telling us that rebounding was going to be key today for both teams, getting extra shot opportunities as Carolina did on that last possession, just crashing the glass. It's Lexi Brown driving to the hole and drawing the foul, doing what she does best.
Two very quick fouls on Murray. Those had to be about 5 seconds apart from each other. Not a ton of depth at Coach Sylvia Hatchell's disposal, so we'll see what she elects to do with Jalen Murray. Typically, you would see a player sit with 2 fouls just a minute and 11 seconds into the game, but North Carolina doesn't necessarily have the options that a lot of teams do.
A very short bench for this young Carolina team, and it looks like Coach Hatchell's going to decide. Oh, here comes the sub, Jones. Jocelyn Jones from Richmond, Virginia, typically first off the bench, and she can play several different positions for them, Ryan. She's more of a utility player.
Brown hits both free throws, 83% on the season is Lexi Brown. Good for 5th in the ACC in that regard.
Blue Devils extending their defense, 2-2-1, three-quarter court press. Erin Matthias there with the athleticism, knocking that ball, getting the deflection early.
Here is Cherry calling out the play. Odom watches her.
There's 4 seniors starting for the Blue Devils, and Liana Odom, the sophomore, to finish up the lineup.
Corner 3, Coonan. That one is good.
That's beautiful ball movement by Carolina, and that's exactly what they need to do against this stingy Duke zone. Movement, penetration, screening, get the ball inside. 2 threes already, and there is Rebecca Greenwell, the all-time leader in made three-pointers in Duke history.
6th all-time in conference history in made threes as she answers 1 3 with another. 6-5 here in the early going. Bailey down low, kicks it out Key. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds left. That three-pointer from Cherry is no good. Rebounded by Rebecca Greenwell. Greenwell is on a streak right now, 7 straight games with 8 or more rebounds. That is the record, the program record for a guard. Rebecca Greenwell, a excellent rebounding guard.
Ryan, how often do you see a player that's just a prolific three-point shooter rebound the ball like Rebecca Greenwell? She is just blue collar. She will find a way, if her shot's not falling, to get in the stat sheet, as we see Odom with the baseline drive in the bucket.
Not a ton of an angle on that one. In fact, her body might have been behind the backboard, but she finds a way to bury it. Odom has double-digit points in 3 straight, a season-high 16 against Syracuse. She's starting to come on a little bit offensively for Duke.
She really is only a sophomore, but she has unlimited potential, and she's starting to play with a lot more consistency. Duke really needs that and will need that in their AC tournament and NCAA tournament run.
Brown misses on the 3, Cherry the rebound. Nice look down low in the finish inside from Bailey.
Pace of play is fast right now. Great transition, great look by Jamie Cherry. She can shoot it and she can distribute it. Easy bucket underneath.
Mathias goes to work down low. She's doubled. Greenwell thinks about another three and takes it. And hits that one right in front of Sylvia Hatchell.
Wow. 3 steps off the line. She only needs a second, and she drills another 3.
2 for 2 thus far for Greenwell. Foul line jump shot on the other end for Bailey. Back and forth we go. 10 all here in Cameron.
And there's the sweet spot in the zone, that ACC logo area. That's a nice interior pass, and Bailey, the freshman, so good with the turnaround jumper. And another senior, Lexi Brown, off the dribble.
Team shooting a combined 8 for 13 thus far. Brown gives the Blue Devils a 2-point lead. Coonan misses on the leaner. Crashing the offensive glass twice is Bailey, draws a foul on the second.
We see why Bailey is #1 in the ACC in offensive rebounds. She is tenacious on the board, Ryan. What a good-looking freshman.
At 25 and 12 against Syracuse, a game that North Carolina probably wins if the Orange don't drop a conference record 20 threes. Coach Hatchell couldn't believe it. It's been a little bit of what the season's been like, though, for North Carolina. They've played well at times, just haven't quite gotten the results.
Well, youth and experience and not a lot of depth, but their last 2 games, they're really coming on strong, played really well against #4 Louisville, so they just put out the effort, play with a lot of heart.
Bailey's been strong all year. 6-time ACC Rookie of the Week. Gotta think that she's gonna be the Freshman of the Year in the conference.
Olivia Smith enters the game now for Carolina, and she draws the assignment of guarding Rebecca Greenwell. She's a local kid from Raleigh, Cardinal Gibbons. Nice shot fake by Lexi Brown, unable to complete the floater, but comes up with her own rebound, extra effort, and finishes.
Lexi Brown gives Duke a 4-point lead. She's got 6 on the afternoon. Another foul line jump shot for Bailey. This one no good. Rebounded on the inside by Jay Williams, who is fouled.
And that's one of those unnecessary fouls by Jocelyn Jones. Put it on the floor and attack the basket, and right now the combination is lethal.
Already mentioned Rebecca Greenwell moving up the charts in terms of made threes in ACC history. Also just became the 5th player in Duke history with 1,800 career points. So a bit of history early for Rebecca Greenwell. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Blue Devils lead by 4.
Think about the combination. Lexi Brown scored, went over the 2,000-point mark in the Monday night's game, win against #9 Florida State, a great win for the Duke program. Rebecca Greenwell coming into this game with 1,895 points, just 2 perennial scorers.
That one is tied up after the scrum. It'll stay with North Carolina. Jocelyn Jones will inbound it.
Switching by the Duke defense, shot clock, and there's a shot clock violation, a good defensive possession by the Blue Devils.
19th shot clock violation that Duke has forced this year. They have made a habit of causing teams, not only Debbie, to be in situations like that where they almost run out of time before shooting, but times when the entire clock is extinguished. A lot of pressure possessions for their opponents this year.
Duke has a multiple defensive system, so not only do you have to read the defense and see what you're playing against, as we see Erin Mathias there travel on the screen and roll. So point guard has to come down and assess what defense Duke is in and then call the appropriate play. And then Duke, so tall, such a great wingspan, and then you have Lexi Brown up front on your defense, a strong candidate for ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
Lexi Brown is a strong candidate for just about everything.
Yes, she is.
It's got the word award on the end of it. She's probably nominated for it.
On every major award watch list. Nice ball movement by the Tar Heels. And there's Leah Church, the hero of the UNC win over Duke in overtime, just draining threes from the perimeter. She had 5 threes in that game, Ryan.
Averages just over 3 points a game, but had 19 in the win for North Carolina in Chapel Hill. And that is her specialty. You just saw it. The three-point shot, that time from the corner, is actually the world record holder for most threes made in a minute with 32. She's on the floor about 5 seconds and hits one here.
Carolina right now doing a great job on ball screen defense. That's the second travel in a row for Duke. And right now, Carolina, you can just see this team is young and they don't have a lot of depth, but they just play so hard. Coach Hatchell, I just think, doing one of her finest coaching jobs this season. And another three. Jamie Cherry behind the arc. Carolina's on fire.
Fourth three of the afternoon already for the Tar Heels. And North Carolina retakes the lead. Greenwell, elbow jump shot is good.
Beautiful curl cut off the high screen by Rebecca Greenwell and the nice feed by Odom.
Perfect start for Rebecca Greenwell, 3 for 3 from the field.
Not only is it tough to come into Cameron, but Carolina's come in on senior day.
With 2.5 to go in the first, Tar Heels have hung with the Blue Devils every inch of the way. Nice feed down low and the finish inside for Bailey.
Paris Key making it look easy. She's so crafty with the ball. Her pull-up jumper is so dangerous, but right there with the unselfish dish, an easy finish for Bailey.
Brown running things for the Blue Devils in the half court.
Church now hooked to Greenwell. Here's Lexi Brown with yet another drive, and she draws the foul on Cherry.
First foul of the afternoon on Cherry.
Lexi Brown's got such an explosive first step, and she's able to get Cherry on her hip and create that contact.
Brown back to the free throw line, 2 of 2 thus far today.
She's an 83% free throw shooter.
And that's a down year. That's the crazy part about it.
She had a huge streak last year. It was something like 53, 54 in a row before she missed.
She's typically hovered in that 90% range.
She is the only ACC player that has over 100 steals and 100 assists, 117 assists on the season, and 101 steals coming into today's game.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Tar Heels cling to a 1-point lead. Cherry the feed down low again. North Carolina's found Bailey down low a couple of times. That time good defense by the Blue Devils, however.
Tar Heels doing a nice job dissecting the zone, and there's Greenwell. She gets open. She's taller than Church, and she just drills it in her face.
Greenwell is absolutely feeling it off the dribble that time. Gives Duke the 2-point lead. 4 for 4 thus far for Rebecca Greenwell.
Duke staying in their matchup, but Carolina really moving the ball well, penetrating gaps. There's Lexi Brown, Paris Key holding on. Lexi Brown stripping the ball, and we're going the other way.
Feed down low, Williams can't finish the layup. And it'll go to North Carolina.
Great defense by Lexi Brown. Williams, the freshman, misses the easy one. Faith Suggs now in the game for Duke as well. Another great defender on this Blue Devil team.
Greenwell with her 97th double-figure scoring game of her illustrious Duke career. Trying to become the 6th Duke player with 100 games of 10 points or more. Under a minute to go. Another steal for Brown.
Brown's so smart on defense. She just waits for the ball to leave your hand on the dribble, and she just steps in and takes it. And Erin Mathias from the free throw line.
Knew it was off the minute she shot it, tried to chase down the rebound. Instead, it's Key the other way. Coonan for 3. No good, and Duke can hold for the last shot if they want.
And the pace of play right now certainly favors Duke, Ryan. This up and down the floor game. Carolina has limited number of bodies that they can put in the game, and Duke, a pretty deep bench, a very experienced team.
5 seconds on the clock. Greenwell tries to feed it down low. Roma, a shot at the buzzer, no good, rebounded by Church, and that is how the first quarter will end. 20-18 Blue Devils. The most combined assists and steals in a single season. You can see Lexi Brown in right behind herself from a year ago, already adding a total of 4 to that list. Top 10 already for that combined statistic this season, and obviously still Several games to play, you would think, for Duke, the ACC tournament and NCAA tournament to come. The offensive foul on the Blue Devils, and so that'll be a turnover for Duke.
That's quite a list of Duke greats, and here we see Church just stepping in, able to draw that charge right there, going the other way. The officials are going to go to the monitor. Most of them thought it was unintentional, but Jamie Cherry will get to shoot.
Cherry misses the first.
Jamie Cherry, an 84% free throw shooter, and you see again Mathias secure the rebound. Looks like she just turns around. The officials watched it for an extended period of time.
Cherry good on the second. I wonder if it was a little bit of the Mathias you could tell was agitated.
Yes.
And I wonder if that led the referees to think there might have been some intent behind it.
Maybe. But regardless, 2 shots in the ball, and Carolina is now in possession, and it's a 1-point game.
20-19. Murray back out on the floor with those 2 early fouls. Mathias on the bench for Duke with 2. No other player has more than 1. Sorry, Debbie.
Well, you can see right there, Jalen Murray really not much of a scoring threat. She had a wide open look and she passed it off. More of a facilitator and rebounder and defender. And Lexi Brown coming up with yet another steal. Nice move, but unable to convert on that one.
3rd steal of the afternoon already for Lexi Brown. The kick out to Smith. 3-pointer doesn't catch anything. Greenwell fields the fair catch. Steps into that 3. No good. First miss on the day for Rebecca Greenwell.
Well, unlike the men's game versus Syracuse last night, where there wasn't a 3 made for the entire first half, this is turning into a 3-point shootout.
No doubt for a while it looked like Duke might not hit a 3. Blue Devils had hit a 3 in 1,012 straight games going into last night. 8:45 on the clock here as Duke will have possession.
And some uncharacteristic turnovers for both teams. As we said, the pace of play, it's fast.
7 turnovers already for the Tar Heels, 3 for Duke.
Nice defense by Carolina to guard that double fade screen for Greenwell. Here it is again. Jamie Cherry just chasing Greenwell everywhere she goes. And there's Odom with the nice drive. And Odom hasn't converted a lot, but I like that she's taking the opportunity to take the ball to the basket and look for her pull-up jump shot.
Just 1 for 5 on the afternoon is Odom. North Carolina will try to take the lead on this possession. Neither team is led by more than 4. Very back and forth game. Key misses on the 3. Greenwell tracks down her 4th rebound.
Duke switching into their 2-3 zone on that one. Multiple defenses, they can switch up their zone. They also play some man-to-man. Keep the opponent off balance.
Turnover number 4 for Duke, that one of the unforced variety. As Coonan checks back in. Adams will come on for the Blue Devils as Greenwell takes a seat. Here's Cherry working against Brown. Stops and pops a 3 from the wing, no good. Bailey tracks down the rebound in the corner and bounces it off of Adams. So the Tar Heels will retain possession. Already half a dozen rebounds for Janelle Bailey.
And Carolina does a nice job screening the zone, and Bailey, she's a wide body. She gets up there and puts a nice screen on Lexi Brown, giving Key a little daylight to launch that shot.
Odom steps out to guard Key. Church from straight away. That one catches nothing.
Carolina having a little more problem with the 2-3 versus the matchup. They really, in the first quarter, did a good job kind of dissecting the matchup, getting some easy looks for Bailey, getting into the heart of the defense, but the 2-3 has caused them a little more problems.
Getting down towards 7 minutes to go in the half. Brown looking for a screen and getting one from Faz Davalos. Now draws the double. Stepping back was Brown, and she's called for the foul. A couple of offensive fouls on the Blue Devils this afternoon for Brown, just her first personal.
And it's Church again right there, and Lexi Brown is a tough assignment, and Church moving her feet, and Lexi Brown extends that arm, and that's what causes the official to blow the whistle. I don't know if she even made a whole lot of contact, but official calls it nonetheless.
Goes down as the 5th turnover for Duke. A couple of those have been on offensive fouls. Cherry is bothered by Odom. Odom can guard multiple positions. Key steps into that 3. And North Carolina's got the 2-point lead.
It's very nice execution by Carolina. Double baseline screen, and then Key popping up into the pinch post wide open, drills that shot.
5th 3 already on the afternoon for North Carolina. Greenwell tries to answer at the other end. Williams on the offensive glass instead. She forces the travel. North Carolina wanted the foul. Bailey is called for a travel instead, so it'll stay with the Blue Devils.
Bailey is not happy about that call. Talking it out with the official. She's so tough on the boards, Ryan. I mean, just a freshman. She's just amazingly tenacious and strong.
6:23 on the clock. Blue Devils trying to take advantage of the extra possession. And now it's Williams' turn to travel. Turnover 6.
Bailey holding strong on defense. The turnovers continue.
One of those possessions, I don't know if either coach was happy with what happened. Another travel call. That's 3 in a row on back-to-back-to-back possessions, as things have turned a bit sloppy here in the last 45 seconds or so.
Quite sloppy. And the last time these two teams met, Duke had 26 turnovers. So we need some good possession, strong execution here. Lexi Brown creating her own, getting to the hole and drawing the foul. That quick crossover explodes to the rim.
Bailey will be called for her first foul, as Brown will go back to the free throw line. 3 of 4 on the afternoon.
Bailey just stepping in on that driving line, trying to swat it away, getting called for the foul. Lexi Brown back on the free throw line.
See, Brown gets upset with herself when the ball even hits the rim on a free throw. She'll look to tie it up here with the second, and that one is good.
Here comes Duke with full court pressure. Odom in the front of the press, trying to force another turnover. Carolina not expecting it.
That one luckily bounces to Key as Coonan was in some trouble, and the Blue Devils not back on defense. So Carolina perhaps lucky to break the press. The Tar Heels do well to take advantage of the opportunity.
What a beautiful look away by Paris Key, and the nice delivery to finish that easy transition break. She made it look so easy.
Church is going to be called for the foul. As emotions starting to run high here in Cameron. And perhaps some question as to whether or not this is a technical.
I think trying to get a handle on this game early before it can get out of control. This rivalry is so intense. Jamie Cherry on the free throw line, able to convert that one.
Good on the second as well. This could be a 5-point possession for the Tar Heels on what started as an offensive possession for Duke.
Well, and you have to keep your emotions in check in this game, especially if you're a senior. And Rebecca Greenwell knows what it's like to be hounded every step the entire game, and she just has to keep it under control, but not always a bad thing to fight back a little bit.
North Carolina looking for its biggest lead of the afternoon. Coonan in the corner, closed out by Faz-Davalos. There is Greenwell. Also counts as a personal foul, by the way, on Greenwell, so that's her first.
And there's Greenwell. Her answer is to come in and create a little defensive disturbance, come up with the steal.
Faz-Davalos working down low. She is pushed by Emily Sullivan, the sophomore from Newburgh, Indiana.
Fouls on the floor.
Third team foul on the Tar Heels of the second quarter. Brown thought about a long distance three. Now she'll take it. And that one's in and out. Rebounded by Fosdavalos down low, and the finish inside.
Nice second chance opportunity by Fosdavalos. In a close game like this, offensive rebounds make all the difference.
Under 5 to go, second quarter, Carolina by 2. Cherry using the pump fake. Good ball movement from the North Carolina Tar Heels. Church the 3, hits all of the rim but doesn't go down. And Brown comes away with it.
Great ball movement by the Tar Heels. Lexi Brown, so smooth, coast to coast with the finish, igniting the crowd.
That'll tie it at 26. Brown in double digits with 11. Lexi Brown filling up the stat sheet once again. Church is hounded by Adams, the freshman. Coonan gets into the paint, kicks it out. 3 seconds is called. The 11th turnover for the Tar Heels comes via a 3-second violation. Lexi Brown.
They've created some steals that have resulted for buckets on the other end, but Carolina has been so steady on the defense end, forcing Duke into 5 turnovers.
Greenwell comes around the screen, fires the 3, just grazes the rim. Brown dives on the floor to try to come up with the rebound. They'll call a quick tie-up. I think it's probably a good idea, honestly, in these circumstances. Don't want players wrestling on the ground and throwing elbows. The game's obviously taking on an emotional tone already. A quick tie-up called there, and it'll go to the Tar Heels.
Officials are all over that one. They just need to keep this game under control. As you see Carolina continue to chase Rebecca Greenwell, chase Lexi Brown, fight through screens. 2 of the toughest defensive assignments in the game.
Tar Heels haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Here's Cherry.
There's that double baseline screen play again that frees up Cherry. She loves the pull-up jump shot, and Odom right there. Great defense by Nay Odom.
Another tie-up. Odom just standing over Key, using her length, her size advantage.
Odom is just such a raw athlete. Continues to develop her skill the more experience she gets.
Key listed at 5'9", Odom's 6'2" with long arms. Here is Odom again. Brown calls a set with under 3 minutes to go in the half and 5 seconds on the shot clock. Calls her own number, misses on the 3. Bailey comes away with it.
Bailey is just so powerful on the glass. Both teams slowing it down a little bit, spending a little more time in the half court, cleaning play up. And Jamie Cherry from long range, she's not called Cherry Bomb for no reason.
6 threes now in the afternoon for North Carolina, and that one gives the Tar Heels a 3-point lead.
This is what Coach Hatchell said. In order for them to win this game, they had to rebound, which they're doing incredibly well, and they had to hit outside shots.
That's a great point, Debbie. North Carolina leading the rebounding battle 17-13. There's a turnover for Duke. I think Coach Hatchell has to be very pleased with the effort her team has given here in the first half.
Here's Lexi Brown getting called for the travel. A little switch by Carolina, closing up the driving lane. Lexi Brown with the turnover.
So 2:10 on the clock. Substitutions for both teams. Second turnover of the afternoon for Lexi Brown.
Lot of energy being expended by
The Hatchell win number 1,000 earlier this year.
We're getting treated to 2 of the best coaches in the game. Sylvia Hatchell, one of the 4th most victories all time. Sylvia Hatchell and Gino Auriemma got their 1,000th win on the same night. One of only 3 active coaches is Coach Hatchell with 1,000 wins.
What are the chances 2 people do that on the same night?
It's fascinating.
Here's Brown with under 2 minutes to go. Church guarding Greenwell again. Adams fires from distance, and that
The freshman from California, Jada Adams, stepping up big. Greenwell continuing to be hounded by Leah Church. Big shot.
Just the 9th made three of her freshman campaign. Adams comes up with one to tie this rivalry game here in Cameron. Bailey on the jump shot. Rebounded by Jones, and that's a tie-up. Both players go to the floor.
What a physical game, Ryan. Exactly what we expected.
A little something extra on this jump ball.
It's great work by Jocelyn Jones. Talk about the extra effort on the weak side boards. Coming up with it, pulling it down, and hanging on to it.
Fresh shot clock for the Tar Heels as Williams punches that one away from Cherry down low. Minute 17 to go in the first half. Tied at 29. Game high 11 for Cherry. Brown and Greenwell, the same number of points. Key, the recipient of the inbounds pass. Key dialing that one in from long distance. Greenwell the rebound. 5 rebounds now for Rebecca Greenwell, on her way, or at least on pace to a double-double. Draws the foul. Shot would not have counted as the foul was called on the floor.
Greenwell doing a nice job attacking the rim. Saw yet another weak side rebound for Rebecca Greenwell, looking to continue her streak today.
Coonan called for the foul, her first. Adams lines up another three, that one no good. And the rebound to Church, who's off and running. Coonan thought about the three. Key is closed out by Williams. The step back baseline jumper no good. Flasdavlos comes down with the rebound. He could go 2 for 1 if they hurry. Down low it goes to Williams. Righty bank shot is good. The differential no longer there as the Tar Heels see if they hold on for the final shot.
That was great recognition by Rebecca Greenwell to see that mismatch. Jamie Cherry guarding Adams down low. Excuse me, Williams down low. Easy bucket for Jade Williams.
Under 10 to go in the half. Adams guarding Cherry. It's the screen, kicks it out Key. 3 seconds left, step back for Key. That one's off the rim. Will it count? Referees say
this, try to keep their legs fresh, but they're gonna have to continue to do what they've done. Rebound the basketball, make threes, and do the dirty work. Get the hustle points, the loose balls. Offensive rebounds, as we see Lexi Brown come off a baseline screen for the first shot of the half. You know, Duke on the other side, Ryan, has to keep up the defensive pressure. They were able to create some turnovers, extending their defense, putting a lot of pressure on the ball. And I think they need to get scoring from more people on their team. They rely so much on Greenwell and Brown. They need a little bit more from some of their other players.
Brown and Greenwell have combined for 22 of Duke's 31 points. Mathias, the block on Bailey down low, and Greenwell chases down the loose ball.
Nice defense by the senior Aaron Mathias.
Williams posting up down low, double teamed and then fouled. Bailey will be called for the foul. It's the second on Bailey, just the second Tar Heel with 2. Murray picked up 2 in the very early portion of the game. There you see the foul one more time. Only Mathias with 2 for Duke, so not a ton of foul trouble for either side.
There, Mathias only playing 7 minutes in the first half due to those 2 fouls. There's Greenwell with an open look early in the half. Nice hustle.
Murray comes away with a strong rebound. Greenwell started the day 3 for 3. This is one of her last 5. That one, though, will go back to North Carolina on the jump ball.
Doesn't look like any official side. Duke fans yelling for Duke ball. None of the 3 officials were able to make the call, so we will go to the alternating possession.
Looked like that was off the leg of Coonan. So perhaps a bit of a break for North Carolina. And they'll get it on the possession arrow. Baseline jump shot that time from Murray, no good. Mathias gets a hand on it. It ends up with Greenwell.
Nice execution by the Tar Heels, though. Nice flash cut. Jade Williams, the freshman, finishing the easy layup.
33-29 Duke. Opening minute and a half of quarter number 3. Bailey the skip pass to Coonan. Coonan 1 of 4 from the field so far this game. Came in as the 4th leading scorer for the Tar Heels. That one is punched away. Lexi Brown in transition. Finds Greenwell. Righty layup is good. Timeout for Coach. 9 blocks and steals per game at just over 15. They've got 10 already today. 3 block shots, 7 steals. Lexi Brown with 4 on her own. Duke turning that last turnover into easy points. And now the biggest lead of the afternoon for Duke. Cherry the 3. That one's off the mark, and now Brown the rebound.
Well, Coach Hatchell was telling us when she was talking about the youth and the lack of depth as we see Greenwell driving to the basket. 3 players on this Carolina team lead the ACC in minutes played, and another turnover, sloppy play. Rebecca Greenwell again there to capitalize, igniting the crowd.
17 on the afternoon for Rebecca Greenwell. And Duke has opened up a double-digit lead just that quickly.
Wow, and Cherry, Key, and Coonan all lead the ACC in minutes played. It's a long 40 minutes, and you can see the mental fatigue, and it just continues to get this crowd excited.
You wondered how much that tempo was going to take out of North Carolina. We might be seeing that here in the early portion of the 3rd quarter. Coach Hatchell taking the quick timeout, perhaps hoping to not let this one get away, but Duke on the verge of blowing it open in the early portion of the 2nd half. Still plenty of time, obviously. Under 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
But remember, Ryan, Duke was up 19 the last time these 2 teams met in Chapel Hill, and Carolina was able to cut into the lead, and Duke was still up 6 with a minute to go, and Carolina able to tie it, take it to overtime and win the game. Beautiful pass by Lexi Brown, great feed. Carolina defense right now struggling on both ends.
Late in the shot clock, Brown finding Williams, the freshman, with the finish. She's got half a dozen. Bailey down low, working against Williams. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Mathias.
Would have been so easy for Bailey just to drop step and lay it in with her right, and she turned to the middle.
Duke has made its last 5 shots, a lot of them come in very close to the basket. Several off turnovers, 41-29 the score. Carolina has yet to score here in the 3rd quarter. Greenwell lines up a 3. Lexi Brown, arms in the air, knew it was in before she even shot it. And another timeout for the Tar Heels.
15-point game, Ryan. Carolina right now looking a little bit tired, mentally tired and physically tired.
That one is no good. Greenwell the rebound, just 2 rebounds away from a double-double now for Rebecca Greenwell.
Well, and she's looking to continue that streak, 7 straight games with 8 or more rebounds. She's been all over the place. She's been scoring, she's been defending as she comes off a curl cut. Erin Mathias on the glass.
Coonan cuts into the paint. Off the mark with that one. Bailey tries to save it. May have had a toe on the line, and so Duke will take over.
And Ryan Paris Key, 36 the last time these 2 teams met, and right now being held to just 6 points. She was a big difference maker when Carolina beat Duke.
30th 20-point game for Rebecca Greenwell in her career. Moves her past Trisha Liston, Sue Harnett, and Monique Curry on the all-time list. Now 5th all-time in that regard. What a collection of players she passes today. All-time greats for the Blue Devils.
Jamie Cherry standing on that driving line, great defense, taking the charge. Carolina needs to stop the bleeding.
And that's not the way to do it. Another turnover as Williams steps in the passing lane. She waits for some help.
Paris Key just struggling.
5 turnovers now for Key, 16 for the Tar Heels. They have double the number that Duke has as Church fouls Rebecca Greenwell, who had posted up the smaller player in the paint.
Great recognition by Greenwell on that mismatch, taking her down low. Church has been hounding her all day long. She's going to take her down to the block and use her height advantage.
Wayward inbound pass from Lexi Brown. Church comes the other way, stop and pop, long two. Toe on the line, and Matthias grabs the rebound. Duke continuing to try to push the pace. Greenwell steps into a three. Bailey grabs her 10th rebound of the afternoon. Bailey had 19 rebounds against Wake Forest. That's the most the North Carolina player has had since 2009. Had 30 points in that game as well. Is the only freshman in the ACC to score 30 this year.
6-time ACC Rookie of the Week.
Came into today third in the ACC in double-doubles with 11. And her team trails by quite a few here at Cameron Indoor. The Blue Devils have really turned it on. A 15-0 run to start the second half, 46-29 the margin.
Carolina yet to score in this half.
He leans in for the bank shot, no good. Tips it over to Bailey, and she finishes inside. Bailey a bucket away from double-double number 12 on the season. Lexi Brown, open lane to the basket.
One of the big rules of defending ball screens is make her use the screen, and Lexi Brown right there rejected the screen, drove it baseline, no help side defense there to stop it.
Coonan is blocked by the combination of Matthias and Greenwell. Corner three for Cherry is no good. Greenwell now a rebound away from a double-double of her own, and she is fouled by Bailey. Third on the afternoon against the freshman from North Carolina.
You can just see even Jamie Cherry just short on her shot as we see Lexi Brown just take it to the rim, score it.
15 on the afternoon for Brown. Still has not hit a three, but 5 of 12 from the field. She and Greenwell combined for 35 points. Those two went for 52 against Florida State, the 6th time they have combined for more than 50 since Brown's arrival in Durham. Cherry rebounds that miss.
Well, Lexi Brown has hit a three in 27 straight games. It's the best in the ACC right now as we see Church rim around and come out, and there's a foul by Cherry.
Matthias is fouled after grabbing the rebound.
Lexi Brown's 27 straight games with a three, ranked second in the nation right now.
Brown had 30 of those points against Florida State, 30 of the 52. Actually set a Duke record for the most points against a top 10 team. As Greenwell makes it 23 on the afternoon. A 5th three in 10 attempts.
And who else with the assist but her partner in crime, Lexi Brown. Great execution off that double screen, and there is Leah Church with an answer.
The Tar Heels have finally gotten their teeth into this third quarter. But is it a bit too late? 20-5 Duke advantage for the start of the second half. Church now with the steal. Looking down low, but that pass is intercepted by Faz Davalos. Greenwell fires again. 6 threes for Rebecca Greenwell.
And when Rebecca Greenwell is feeling it, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop her. And it's Lexi Brown again with the assist. She knows how to feed her fellow senior, feed the hot hand, as we see Bailey with the nice take and the N1.
Bailey with a chance at a three-point play. The lead was 20. Rebecca Greenwell has it dialed in this afternoon. Lexi Brown, sorry, Debbie. Yeah.
26 points for Rebecca Greenwell, 8 assists and 15 points for Lexi Brown.
See, Bailey does have that 12th double-double of the season. after that last bucket.
Rebecca Greenwell with her 10th rebound, 26 points, 10 rebounds, continuing with her rebounding streak.
Mathias will be called for the offensive foul.
I think they got her on a moving screen there on that screen and roll.
Under a minute to go, third quarter. A third quarter that has been dominated by the Blue Devils, has earned Duke some separation. Bailey the skip pass. Adams gets a hand on it. 11 on the shot clock.
Jada Adams, the freshman, making the most out of her minutes today. That's what you like to see, Ryan. She comes in the game, she knocked down a three, she gets a deflection.
Five seconds on the shot clock. And skids away from Cherry. Brown toward the basket, lefty finish.
She just makes it look so incredibly easy.
Shot clock is turned off. The lead is back to 20. Six seconds left. Cherry toward the basket. Off the rim, Mathias the rebound, and that'll do it. Third time that Greenwell has scored 25 or more points in her career against North Carolina. First time, though, that she's done it in the friendly confines of Cameron Indoor Stadium. Also has pushed that streak of 8 or more rebounds in a game to 8 straight games.
Lexi Brown has not gotten a lot of looks at the three tonight, launching that one maybe a little bit out of her range, but she's got 27-game streak on the line. I'm sure that's not what she's thinking about, but
you and I are thinking about it.
We are up to our job.
0 for 6 thus far this afternoon. Greenwell has hit plenty. Not that time, though. Cherry comes away with the rebound.
Well, we said at halftime that we thought that maybe Greenwell and Brown needed a little more help from their teammates, but they seem to be getting it done quite well on their own.
Maybe they'll be just fine. That one tapped away by Williams. Another turnover. Tar Heels 19 now on the afternoon.
And this is where Blue Devils just really want to control tempo. They don't need to be in a hurry. They've got 10 minutes to play this one out. Take their time. Greenwell open.
She is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. And Duke is really a different team at home. 31-2 in their last 33. We've had a chance to call a number of games this year against some pretty good competition, and the Blue Devils are incredibly tough to beat on this floor.
Lexi Brown has only lost 2 games in Cameron during her Duke career. I think it's a pretty loud statement. Rebecca Greenwell today, though, is coming off those staggered screens, and she's just been being chased, and she finds a way to get open, and it's just freed herself up. She doesn't need a lot of room, doesn't need a lot of time to get her shot off.
Greenwell will get another shot. Doesn't look like Cherry may have been in the lane a bit prematurely. That's the last thing you want to do, is give Rebecca Greenwell another foul shot.
She's an 81% free throw shooter. She doesn't miss very often.
That one is good. 28 points for Greenwell, and 10 of 17 from the field.
The Blue Devils are going to extend their defense. They're going to go into this 2-2-1 3-quarter court, slow the Tar Heels down. It's really meant to just eat time off the clock. Erin Mathias, nice footwork there.
Bailey is fouled by Odom, and she'll go to the line. 0 for 2 thus far from the free throw line today.
Janelle Bailey has a big career in front of her at Carolina. She really has had a sensational freshman season. And Coach Hatchell, telling us in this team, rebuilding for this Carolina team. Coach Hatchell's had so many great teams in the past, winning the 1994 National Championship, 3 Final Fours, 9 ACC championships, but she's got 2 of the top JUCOs in the country coming in next year, a solid recruiting class, and will continue to build this program back to where they were.
Cherry is blocked by Williams after she came up with the offensive rebound. North Carolina second in the ACC in free throw shooting percentage as a team, just a hair under 75%. They're on pace to actually set the school record for team free throw shooting percentage. Today, though, just 3 of 8 from the line. As Adams gets a hand on that one. Jocelyn Jones does well to keep possession for the Tar Heels. 58-36, and Key is fouled.
Good defense by Adams, though. Nice recognition on the switches, getting out. Just put 2 hands on the ball handler, and the whistle blew.
You mentioned that big comeback that Carolina made in Chapel Hill. Slightly different task. Trying to do it on the road in front of what is a sellout crowd. Officially sold out here at Cameron Indoor today. The 18th sellout in program history for the Blue Devils, the 10th against the arch-rival Tar Heels as Greenwell checks back in.
Really is a great environment in here today. And that was Jocelyn Jones, the freshman from Richmond, the redshirt freshman. What a great job on the weak side board. She's been pretty tenacious on the glass today, just the extra effort. And really, Ryan, you can't say enough about the effort of this Carolina team.
58-36 the score. Deflected out by Matthias.
Blue Devils love to crush the corner. Anytime that ball comes in on the baseline, they are at liberty to trap it. And that's a big trap between Matthias and Greenwell. Here comes Greenwell.
Key lines up a 3. That one is good. 8th three-pointer of the afternoon for North Carolina. They're going to need plenty more of those here in the 4th quarter.
Paris Key has been held quiet most of this game.
Just 9 points on 3 of 10 shooting.
And her energy is so vital to Carolina's success.
Williams couldn't keep the pivot foot. Turnover number 13 for Duke. Cherry trying to kick it out to Church. Instead, it ends up with Jones, and she hits the jump shot.
Nice pass by Cherry down there, dribbling into the land of the Giants. Duke, the tallest team in the ACC, and on points in the paint.
So that alone, you could say, the difference in the game. As Brown operates Duke's offense in the half court.
Well, in Carolina hitting six threes in the first half, has only hit 2 in the second half. Plenty of time left in this one. And Coach P called that timeout because she knows you cannot count the Tar Heels out. They were up 19 last time they met. Tar Heels came charging back.
Well, Duke saw firsthand just the type of fight that North Carolina has. And there's Lexi Brown hitting the 3. And that smile, I think, indicative of the fact that perhaps she was well aware of the streak we have mentioned several times.
28th game in a row that Lexi Brown has hit a 3. There's Paris Key in the middle, just coming up short.
Another tie-up. This one will stay with North Carolina. Brown up to 20 points now. So both she and Greenwell over the, or at least at the 20-point plateau. The lead is also 20.
Brown needs 2 more assists for a double-double.
Nice spin move that time from Jones. Couldn't finish it, though. Cherry tracks down the loose ball. A nice finish from Bailey inside.
Right now, Carolina with the hustle plays.
Under 6.5 to go. 61-43 Blue Devils.
Carolina into a 2-3 zone now.
48 of Duke's 61 coming from Greenwell and Brown. Here's Lexi Brown in the paint. Lefty scoop shot is in.
Such a tough shot. Degree of difficulty high on that one, but she just makes it look so easy.
It restores the 20-point lead. Tar Heels need 3s and stops. The floater from Church is long. Rebound by Bailey inside. Another tie-up. This one will go to the Blue Devils.
Tell you what, Jones and Bailey are just battling down there. Church is a freshman. Jones is a redshirt freshman. Bailey is a freshman. Add two of the best JUCOs in the country. He's got a bright future here as Coach Hatchell continues to rebuild this program and get them back to national prominence.
It looks as though the Tar Heels are headed toward their 9th straight loss. But a season in which a lot of young players have gotten valuable playing time and experience.
Here, Rebecca Greenwell, and you see a 2-3 zone. There's the beautiful high-low look. Foul is called. Nice execution. Sophia Roma with a nice pass to Williams.
4th foul against Bailey.
Here comes a screen for Greenwell on the baseline. Nice attack by Lexi Brown, setting that up, her 9th assist, and Rebecca Greenwell with her 7th, count them, 7th 3 of the game.
The Splash Sisters, as they're known here in Durham, exchange smiles as the 9th assist of the afternoon for Lexi Brown results in a 3-pointer for Rebecca Greenwell. Greenwell over 30 points for the 4th time in her career. Ties her with none other than Lexi Brown on the all-time list. That 3, though, by Cherry, the response with under 5 minutes to go. Seven for 13 from the 3-point line for Rebecca Greenwell. Lexi Brown late in the shot clock. Roma tries to tip it out. Church comes up with the rebound. Mentioned what Greenwell and Brown did against Florida State, 52 combined, now 51 today. So the 7th time they have both combined to go over 50. Greenwell looking for 3 more. Not going to happen that time.
They just know where each other is all the time, even that pass. Lexi just knowing Rebecca's running the left lane, finds her. And right now, Duke just needs to slow this down.
Clock obviously the friend of the Blue Devils.
Carolina going to stay in that zone.
Rebecca Greenwell 1 away from tying her career high for made 3s. Williams spins in the paint. Off the target with that shot.
So Greenwell with 31, Brown with 22, and the next closest scorer for Duke is Williams with 6.
Normally that's a recipe for issues, right? Not having the balance on offense, but just hasn't been the case today. A lot of that, the Duke defense forcing 20 turnovers.
Great job by the Blue Devil defense.
In fact, Brown and Greenwell at this point outscoring North Carolina themselves 53-46. And 3.5 to go. Duke looks like it's going to make it 8 of 9 in the series. The all-time series would move to 50-47 in favor of the Tar Heels as Cherry hits another 3, her 4th of the game.
Jamie Cherry just so good from behind the arc. The lone senior on this Carolina team. That's her 68th 3 on this season.
Coach Joanne P. McCauley takes a timeout with 3:02 remaining and her team leading 68-49. There is what I was just mentioning a moment ago. And what Debbie was alluding to in terms of what Duke has done outside of Greenwell and Brown, but hasn't been a problem today. 53 of the 68 coming from the pair of redshirt seniors.
Call them the Splash Sisters, and they've certainly lived up to their name today. And what a better night to have a performance like this for these two seniors on senior day in front of a sold-out crowd. They are beloved by the Blue Devil fans. They've both had just sensational careers here while they've worn the blue and white. Great night.
Double, in fact, both players with double-doubles in their final home game in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Greenwell fires another 3. Brown did it with points and assists. Greenwell with points and rebounds.
Here comes Lexi Brown off the stagger.
Loses the handle. It was tipped away by Church. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Nice look inside. Davilos to finish.
And that gives Lexi Brown her 11th assist on the day.
Cherry, another 3. 5 threes for Jamie Cherry.
Jamie Cherry's just had an outstanding career for Carolina, so proficient behind the arc.
She's played now in all 127 games of her career. One of 7 players in program history with 1,500 points and 400 assists.
Well, she's made some huge shots in her career. One against Ohio State. Sent him to the Sweet 16.
Had 22 points and a career-high 13 assists in the first game between these two teams earlier this year.
Well, she's one of only 7 players in Carolina history to have over 1,500 points and 400 assists. I mean, in that, she is in some really good company. It's been some great players at UNC.
The kick out, one more time. Davilos was in the paint for more than 3 seconds. Final minute 44 here in Cameron. Duke on its way to win number 22 of the season. Blue Devils 21 straight years with 20 or more wins. Depending on how things shake out, a lot of games going on as we speak. 57 was the record. They had 53 today. Huge ovation for them, well deserved. Lexi Brown, a double-double, the third of.
On Monday night, really clinched that for Duke. They were able to secure this win today, but that might have been one of their best performances of the season, and they followed that up tonight with a great team game and 2 stellar performances by Greenwell and Brown.
It was a close first half, 31-29 at the break. But Duke used a 25-7 run in the third to really blow this open.
Well, we knew Carolina was going to come in here and battle. It's been their MO all season, but the question was, did they have enough bodies to go the distance? And really saw how they were tired in the second half, but then you also saw just the superior players that Duke has, and they really stepped up big in this game.
At the end of the day, North Carolina just did not have an answer for Rebecca Greenwell in particular. Lexi Brown started to find the range in the second half. When she did that, there was really no stopping Duke.
Oh, and it's senior day. It's your last opportunity to play in Cameron. You've lost to Carolina the first time this season as we see Jade Williams travel, and you knew that the seniors are going to come in tonight on a mission.
Final 80 seconds. An interesting time of year as Cherry lines up another 3. She's got 20 points in the afternoon. To some extent, especially for the conference tournament, you wipe the slate clean. Doesn't matter what you did to this point. Everybody's got a chance to get to the NCAA tournament. North Carolina included.
Well, teams improve a lot. It's a very long season. And the ACC tournament comes up next weekend, and then teams will get a chance to rest, and that rest for a lot of players is a really big deal before they go to the NCAA tournament.
Under a minute to go.
Jade Williams showing her ball handling skills. Madison Treese in the game.
Rebounded by Kunin. Pretty quiet game for Kunin, 1 of 8 from the field for 3 points.
Carolina needed big games from a couple players, and Cherry gave it her all, but they really didn't get the scoring they needed from some of their other. Paris Key averages 19 plus a game.
Shot clock is turned off, and that's going to do it. Duke and North Carolina will split the season series. Duke avenging the loss in Chapel Hill earlier this year. Debbie, your final thoughts on a fairly comprehensive second half for Duke that allowed them to pull away?
I think Duke put an exclamation point on this one. They weren't going to be beat twice. It's senior day. They played